one and all, back to another edition of the Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Marcus, and you are joining me live in the Comedy Studios. 10 out of 10, my friend.
Stuck the landing today.
But I am not alone, as that voice you heard in the background. It's Mr. Joey LaFaro. Joe, say hello to people.
I feel at peace. I didn't know how much I needed that. It's been a while.
That one hurt. That one helped you out, helped your soul out a lot.
It's been a while since you nailed it on that one.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I will say that. I don't normally get the gristle out of there that early in the game, but I did this week.
There you go.
Just in time for our special guest this week, one of DC's funny men, friend of Dot Comedy, Mr. Kurt Ryan. Welcome to the Dot Comedy Podcast.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It is going great, my friend, and we are happy to have you here.
The word is swell. It's going swell this week.
Swell, okay. So we'll use this week when we, instead of good, swell is the Dot Comedy phrase that pays.
We swell or we swole.
Yeah. No. So the phrase that pays this week is swell. So if you remember that on next week's episode, please write into podcast.comedy2@gmail.com and tell us the phrase that pays.
That is not the email address.
It's not? Okay. Well,
D.comedy podcast at Gmail.
D.comedy, the or the D?
The. Why would it be D?
D-ick. That's what it holds for. It holds for the dick. Hold for the dick.
D.comedy podcast is the dick pic channel. That's a whole different other.
That was our former associate assistant intern's favorite one that we set up for him, just for dick pics, just for him. Oh man! But Joey, it has been a fun week in Dot Comedy, my friend. The podcast team, we put up another fabulous episode last week. Miss Candace, you and myself. No guests. We got who we got on the docket in there. We have Mr. Kurt Ryan tonight.
Yes.
We have some special guests coming up soon.
Yes, we do. We are double fisting Alex's over the next 2 weeks.
All right.
We got Alex Brown.
Brown in one hand.
Alex Starr.
Brown in one hand and a star in the other.
Yeah.
Sounds
like a Limp Bizkit album.
Yeah.
Oh, Brown Star and chocolate.
It's a chocolate starfish.
And a chocolate-covered banana.
Two-fisted chocolate starfish. That's going to be the name of our next episode.
I got you. Oh man. But yeah, that should be fun, man. But this week, Joey, I've had a good week this week. I haven't had it hasn't been as eventful as past. Like nothing happened this week. I did go out on a date.
Oh,
I did do that. That's a thing. It wasn't, and guess what, Joey? This time it wasn't with Candace. I finally made my decision, Joey.
It's a refreshing change of pace. Is that why she's not here this week?
That's why she's not here.
She's brokenhearted.
Unfortunately,
she's been downhearted, babe.
I have decided that pursuit of Miss Candace August will have to be called off. I decided to put my name back in the ring of eligible younger women because at the end of the day, Candace is old, and I can't continue to chase women down at the nursing home for no ungood reason.
I'm glad you accepted that resistance to that eventuality was futile.
Like I used a bunch of big words. Tell me I was on a losing battle once when I was fighting a losing battle. Waterloo, it was my Waterloo. That was gonna be my Waterloo. Was Waterloo bad or good? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they.
There was a short Frenchman involved, so you know. Oh, croissant! Oh no. I'm gonna find a way to stick that in every episode from here on out.
Oh man, anything happened to you this week, man?
I flipped a tire today.
Flipped a tire?
Yeah, like one of those big tractor ones. I've always seen that in like videos and shit, but today I got to do it, and then I got to hit it with a sledgehammer.
Oh, are you back at CPMMA?
I am.
College Park's premier MMA training facilities.
Yes, apparently it's how we make athletes there.
We make athletes. Okay, that goes in the promo this week. just so they're aware.
We build athletes.
So
one tire at a time.
So CPMMA is are you feel? Do you feel like you're getting a workout there, Joey?
I do. It I don't know how to express the level of tired that I am after these.
I got you.
Like normally, like I want to start the day with a workout, and then kind of no. It's like the problem is I go and like this is like I forgot that these are like the crazy like Rocky movie. Like literally, last Thursday was like he put the montage playlist on, and it was just 80s music, like
80s Rocky music.
It was like Eye of the Tiger followed by that song from the Transformers cartoon movie. Like it was just like nonstop 80s. Like I felt like I should have been wearing like a mullet wig and like sweatbands and booty shorts. Like while I'm like swinging like battle ropes and throwing medicine balls and whatever the hell else. Yeah.
Here comes Joey. Here comes Joe. Here comes Joey LaFaro. Joey LaFaro. He's swinging his large hammer. He's gonna hit that tire. Joey's coming with the hammer. He's gonna hit that tire.
I'm sorry, Kurt.
Mr. Miyagi was behind you, wasn't he?
Yeah, Kurt would get this Marcus. Oh man, but that seems like that should be played at most gyms.
It should, but it was like the fact that like that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't just the fact that like the music was on, but our workouts were of the like batshit crazy things you would do in Siberia to get ready to fight Drago nature. So like every day I go, I'm like dead. All
the whole time.
All of the like part of me that's not old gets used up.
Gotcha.
by the end of the workout.
But you know what's crazy though? Speaking of soundtracks that don't make any sense, the Walmart in Laurel. I was walking through the
soundtrack.
I was walking through today, and one side of the Walmart has like regular grocery store music playing, or you get either top 40 music or you get and then you get to the other side where the groceries are, and somehow they put on 93.9, and it's just hip hop and nonsense being played on that side. It's just like, why? Because like if you stand right where the paper is in the back, you can hear both. It's kind of weird.
Usual mashups.
Yeah, it's unrealistic to stand in that place in that Walmart. What were you gonna say?
I think we need to do that exercise one day of what would go on the Walmart soundtrack. Like if there was a CD that was released as the Walmart soundtrack. Like what songs would be on that CD?
Let's see.
That should be a segment we do one day.
There it is. Here's
Kurt. Did you have any suggestions?
I don't know.
Or you not spend enough time in a Walmart recently?
I don't even know. They play music in Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm just always just like in there, like trying to like just get out of people's way. I don't really notice.
So Ludacris.
Move.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Bitch, get out the way.
This will be playing.
Yeah, it's not so much about what songs you would hear in the Walmart. It's about what songs are inspired by being in Walmart.
These are all these songs from the Saw franchise.
Yeah, it'd be funny if they played like horror movie soundtracks, like the Halloween theme, and you're just like, what the fuck?
This plays at the front door as you're walking into Walmart.
I feel like it's different. I feel like it starts off like cheery.
Cherry?
Because like when you get there initially, you're like, all right, we're going to do some fuckery. Like, so we're going to get into some shit. And then it's only like as you go shopping that you realize, oh, they only have one of the thing you actually want, but it's been opened and part of it's missing. And then like you have to like deal with the confluence of people,
Yes.
and then like there's always an employee who half helps you, so you want to be thankful, but you're also kind of mad at them.
Some community college dropout who doesn't want to be there.
And this is what plays when you get to the counter and talk to one of those community college dropouts. It's a hilarious song.
Looking at him. It ain't my fault these bitches mad though. It ain't my fault that work can't go. Got you feeling, get a bag, oh. Walk Ninja Venture, clear the tail.
Now that plays for multiple reasons. A, because 99% of the time that person's gonna be black. And the other 1% of the time they're gonna be Hispanic. The other reason that plays is because they don't take accountability for anything that happens at Walmart. I watched a bag fall off a shelf I was nowhere near, and 9 employees walked past that same fucking bag. And all the motherfuckers looked at it like, ain't my fault. I ain't touching that bitch. That's the ghost. The ghost of Walmart threw that on the floor.
Yep.
I ain't fucking with him.
Yo, that's when the horror music really starts. As you start making your way back to the front to check out, and you realize that you are now at, no, this was a horror movie the whole time.
Every time I leave a Walmart, I feel like I've just experienced a war crime or something. Like I'm just you don't even know. I've seen things. Man.
You're mentally and physically exhausted.
Yes.
Yeah.
You only came in for 2 items, but you've been holding them in line for an hour because the person in front of you can't work a self-checkout lane.
There were 3 registers open today when I went to Walmart. 3. They have 30.
It's like that. I never understood that. There's like 50 registers, and they're all half of them are all down.
And both the self-check lanes had lines forming out of them, and the 3 lines were all together in the middle. I was like, what the hell is the pointing this?
And I know that they have more staff because they haven't called them to the front, but I know that they ain't doing shit. So why not bring them to the front? Like, that's what I don't understand.
They got to wait for them to do shit. Like,
here's the problem: people won't walk the fuck out. That's
not out of Walmart. Like they'll leave in a heartbeat at like a regular grocery store. I've worked in all.
Oh, I've done that.
I've worked in every grocery store in this area. They will leave a cart full of shit if the line's too long in the grocery store. And I'm like, well, shit, y'all stand at Walmart waiting for fucking a flat screen. You don't need. Y'all just stand there and look crazy the whole fucking
at Walmart,
time.
there's like inevitably one item that you actually need. Because they carry so much, there's one thing. The problem is like you know how you go to a grocery store and the reason that you're able to leave shit is the reason you went there, you forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Your ADD takes over, and then your basket's full of things you ain't even need anyway. So after the line gets to a certain point, you're like, I didn't even come here for this, and you walk out. Walmart has so much stuff that you could even forget what you actually went there for and still get something you needed by accident.
Yeah, true.
And so you're like,
yeah, you get something you didn't even think to get.
It's like, God, I don't
need.
need.
Okay, well, I didn't get what I thought I needed, but I guess this is pretty cool too.
Like you went there for milk, you forgot that, and like I don't need yogurt and apple pie or a bookshelf, but man, I needed this brush. I needed this brush real bad, and now I'm stuck. I have to buy this brush.
Gotta buy this brush. Yeah, I found a new gadget that I didn't think I would ever need, and I finally got to the point of needing this. It is a shoehorn. Now, I didn't think I would need a shoehorn because I always thought shoehorns were for lazy people.
Did you get it from that weirdly placed as seen on TV aisle?
No, I didn't get that one.
That aisle, it's not an aisle. It's just this like
it's the register.
There's a narrow place between 2 registers near the self-checkout where they stuck all this shit.
Yeah.
And you can't really get to it. Is the weird part. It's like there for impulse buys, but it's put, it's like not put there for impulse buy.
It's there for dads who are there with their family and they want to walk away when their kids get in line. Because that's where they all end up. Like they all end up over there looking in like this much space, looking at each other. And it's like, why are you so fucking close to me, man? I need that copper pan for brownies that's right above your shoulder. Why? The fuck is wrong with you?
Hey man, can you hand me that cooler lid, the self-refrigerating cooler lid, the universal refrigerating cooler lid?
Hey, can you hand me that wall adapter for anywhere in the globe I go? For plugging up my PlayStation? Huh? What? Why do you need that shit? Like, I bought that stuff before and gone, why did I buy this?
It's always some tool that's for some really specific purpose that is only really handy if you're obsessed with that one thing.
Yeah, you're never going to use it a second time.
Because have you ever seen the actual commercial for it, where it was seen on TV? The people that need this product are morons. First of all,
Yes,
they only exist in black and white,
exist in
and they're
black and
always
white world.
injuring themselves in weird ways.
Yeah, they're injuring themselves doing the simplest of tasks.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy broke his neck tying his shoes. What the fuck?
Well, I can see how that could happen.
Yeah, like,
Get Velcro laces. Are
they're
you
all-
tired?
They're all just like functionally retarded.
Do you get
Like,
tired of looking at your feet? And there's a guy who's like, oh, and there's like this red glowing on his shoulders.
I bought a metal shoehorn, right? Because I have a wooden one
Mm-hmm.
because I bought like a long time ago when I was wearing suits and dress
Mhm.
shirts to work. I bought a lint brush that comes with a brush on one side and then a lint roll on the other side and a shoehorn. I didn't know how many purposes this
That's
thing
a
had.
useful. That's a useful.
That's a
tool.
hella useful tool. Like I didn't know.
And that's
why
the
I
thing
had
that
it.
they throw in when
Yes.
you order it online for free, and it's more useful than the actual product.
Yes.
And you hold on to that for like 6 years.
Yeah.
The original product you've thrown away within the first week because it was stupid.
You know what I got? That was one of those things. I bought two things.
Mhm.
I bought the ramen bowl
Mhm.
where you put the ramen in the bowl and fill the water up to a line and you throw it in the microwave and it makes perfect ramen.
Yes.
I bought one of those and I bought the Eggs Benedict microwave thing where you just crack an egg and put it in a little thing and throw them in the microwave. And I was like, these are cool gadgets. I don't know where either one of them is.
I don't remember the egg wave. I remember the egg wave.
Egg
'cause
wave, man.
Me and my brother begged my mom to get the egg wave, and all they did was explode. I can't count how many times we never figured it out. We tried like, oh, you're supposed to keep the flap open so the steam can get out. Nope, still exploded.
Yeah, it was a useless damn machine.
Why are we in Fallujah in the 90s? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, that because the bowl, I think it just turned into a cereal bowl at one point and it just got thrown in trash.
You know what I just realized? Instead of ordering that shit online, you could just go to Aldi, and Aldi has an aisle of the same shit
Yes,
that's just like really specific appliances.
yes.
It seemed like a really great idea when you're at Aldi.
because they're like a dice chopper. Like I always see that first in every like little mom and pop store and like all these and places like that. I always see the little dice chopper, the like spin one. Where it's like, yeah, grind up your peppers. It's like, why would I? What was this point of this? I need one though. Can
You know how
I
many
get that?
times
Run
I've-
them back for me.
Talk myself into buying a personal drink mixer.
Yeah, like 30 of them
It's an
already.
embarrassing number of times. And it always ends the same way. One day I leave it in my car and it becomes disgusting. And I'm like, nope, it's done.
I need a new one.
Plastic is porous. it's rotten. This thing's growing in it.
Now there's everything growing.
It'll never smell the same again.
Oh man, but yeah, man. This week's been a little different of a week. Like I said, this hadn't been as action packed as some of our weeks, but we have had fun this week, Joey.
Yes.
Man, but yeah, did we hang out? We didn't hang out this week, did we?
I want to say yes, but I don't think so.
I don't think we did. We didn't hang out. I hung out with Chef Dave. I took my daughter. Now here's
That's what happened. We went to the Amish market when you were at work, and it was closed because the rapture happened or something.
Oh, it was their
I guess it's when the aliens come down and swap out our Amish for a different set of Amish.
yeah, I know. They have that one part of the time of the year where they close down on a different day, and it fucks everybody up because everybody drives up there and they're looking mad. But
Ascension Day.
Ascension Day, yes. But me and I went over to Chef Dave's house for just a this afternoon cookout, me and my daughter, and I was prepping my daughter.
Didn't even call me.
It was just it was a quick family cookout. You'll be all right. I was prepping my daughter to take her over there, right?
Mhm.
So the prep took. It sounded just like this. All right, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to Uncle Dave's house. All right. Now we're at a cookout. It's not like our family's cookouts. It's a different kind of cookout. So you can go play with the kids when we get there, but it ain't gonna be like when you're over Grandpa's house. And she's like, "How? How's it gonna be different?" I'm like, "Well, first off, everybody's white, so you got to start there. You got to look around and you got to take a quick mental inventory of seeing no other black faces except just you and I just sitting at this table. So then you go, okay, but it's family, and you love them just like family anyway. But the jokes will be different, so you got to learn to laugh a little different at these jokes." Where normally I tell you don't pay attention to what grown folks are talking about.
Mhm.
You can listen to all these jokes because these are PG. I don't know why white jokes are always PG when everybody's around the table. It seems like a kid somewhere nearby.
They just
Black-
follow rules more.
Here's the thing: black people don't care who's in earshot. We just tell them don't listen. That was the crazy. I thought about that when I was at the cookout at Dave's. I was like, I was never told. It was never toned down for me when I came in the room.
Oh,
I was just told, don't listen to what we talking about. It's grown folk business,
I know why I
and
wasn't
go
invited.
away.
Now it makes sense. It's because of Spades night. Okay,
It wasn't a space. Oh well, no, he wasn't there.
because no, I'm saying it's because I was cursing during Spades.
Yeah, you were.
night.
Yeah, you acted like a black cookout at Spades night. You messed up white cardinal rule number 467.
They don't trust me
Yeah,
at family events anymore.
Oh man, but yeah, it was a cool night, man. I had fun. Did that for a little bit. I found something out this week. I am not as young as I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I need to sleep. Staying up till 3-4 o'clock in the morning,
It hurts.
it hurts different because I have a real job and I have to be alert for that real job. So when I'm up late,
You start decomposing.
yeah, it's crazy, man. I it took me 3 days to get enough sleep to go back to work.
Kurt, have you ever been up for like 24 hours?
I've done that multiple times in my life.
Have you felt like you were decomposing at any point during?
Oh yeah, you kind of wake up. Well, you kind of just you fall asleep eventually, and then when you wake up, you just feel like you've been dead for 3 days.
There's that.
Yeah, there's that piece.
If you've had once you started having like injuries, then you'll start feeling them. Even if you haven't felt them in years, but if you stay up for 24 hours, they'll all come back. The ghost of injuries past will all collectively. Now you have as many as I have. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly
You feel like you're hurt back from like 2013.
you start
We'll be
turning.
like, all right, it's time to come back. We're making our comeback.
You start turning into one of those like zombies from Silent Hill. Like
That's what happened to them. They were up too long. That was a rave that went too long, or too many days. But yeah, I was up late and then I went to work.
Hmm.
Now, I went to work.
that's worse.
I went to work and after sleeping for 2 hours,
Mhm.
and I went to work. And literally, I texted someone while I was working. I was like, I just woke up. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been up all day, but my mind didn't wake up till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I didn't wake up and function as a normal society
You're an
member.
autopilot.
Yeah, I was an autopilot. It was like in you saw Click,
No.
Adam Sandler movie.
No.
Well, there's a scene where he fast forwards through life, and so they were he was like, how did I function for all these years if I fast forward like 20 years? And the guy's like, oh, he just went into standby mode, and he's like, what's standby mode? And he's just sitting there going, I guess, okay. Yeah, we can do that. That was all he did for 20 years in this montage.
Wow.
And I'm like, how the hell does he do anything productive doing that? And I was like, I see how he did it because I did the same thing. And every time I sat down in a chair, this is the reaction I got. I literally did every time I sat down in a chair. And I look around, I fall asleep, look around, and then go, all right, nobody call me, nobody looking in the door.
And that's what you could get away with in person.
Yeah,
Imagine how much not doing is happening. People working remotely.
thank you. You think a Taco Tuesday is going to be a hit after these damn people go back to work? Fuck no. If Taco Tuesday, whip them out Wednesday, all that shit they had to do they could do at home in quarantine, get drunk on a Thursday afternoon, that shit gonna be over with, man.
Man, you haven't done any work. Prove it. God damn it.
Man, are you going back to your office soon?
No.
Well, you don't have to. You work from home permanently.
I no longer work for the branch of Pearson that's local to me. Although I may need to go in there to get a new computer
Okay.
because I ordered one.
Does Uncle Ben hand out computers?
No,
I would think he would. For some
That-
reason, I see him handing out the computers to the kids.
he does to the kids.
Like
I'm
an
not-
elf?
I'm not a.
He's just like an elf. He's like a Christmas elf.
He orders it.
He hands out computers to kids, and he says, "Hey, Santa says be nice on this computer, and don't look up porn sites like Pornhub." that's how he gives them. That's how he gives kids computers. Don't look at sites like Pornhub.com. That's PORNHUB.com.
No.
Don't do that, kids.
Oh Lord.
For some reason, I see him doing that. I don't know why. Oh man. But we're gonna have a quick conversation in a minute, Joe. We're gonna take a break, man.
Okay.
We'll take a break and we're gonna have a sit down conversation with Mr. Kurt Ryan. We're gonna see how he is feeling during this pandemic, how he is doing in the world of comedy. Just learn a little bit more about him in general.
Okay.
And then specifics. All right. Is that how that works out? I don't know. You know me.
Sure, why not?
All right, we'll let it go this time. But we'll be back in a minute, folks, with more on the Dot Comedy Podcast. And this segment of Dot Comedy Podcast is brought to you by Fairs. That's right, the fair. Pull your family together, take them down to the fair. The World Fair, the State Fair, the local fair. It's all good because it's fair. That's right, the local fair is all for you and your family. Come on down to the Burnsville Fair this Thursday and Friday. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is not. I don't know. But fairs. And we're back on the Dot Comedy Podcast. I am DJ Marcus with Joey LaFaro and our special guest this week, Mr. Kurt Ryan.
How exactly does a fair differentiate from a carnival?
You can't ask that question.
one just is operated by the Carney Union.
Yes.
Okay.
There's different unions. The fair is fair to all.
It's ran by the Ferry
Yeah,
Union.
the carnies run the carnival. The fairies run the fair. Oh man, Mr. Kurt Ryan.
All right. On that note,
Huh?
real quick,
Okay.
making an executive decision.
All right.
This summer, there needs to be a bald-headed hoe excursion to an amusement park.
Okay. I'll see why not.
That's just making. I think that needs to happen.
BHH that Kings of Million trip
Something like that.
BHH.comedy. That's what we'll call it. The BHH.comedy
Hashtag
travels.
BHH.
Hashtag BHH.comedy.
Wait. BHHS.
Yeah, HHS. Yeah. Sounds
Sounds like a middle school.
Like how we both had the thought, right? That sounds like a school.
Sounds like a middle school.
Yeah. Oh man, Mr. Kurt Ryan, welcome, sir, to the Dot Comedy Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we want to just talk to you a little bit, take your temperature a little bit, to see how it is being Mr. Kurt Ryan. First things first, how long have you been doing comedy, sir?
7 years.
7 years. All right. Have you done any noted performances in the DC area or?
Yeah, mostly like DC, Maryland, Virginia. I was in Arizona for a little bit last year.
Okay. All right. So who are some of your influences in comedy?
Patrice O'Neill, Bill Burr, Jim Norton. I used to listen to a lot of Opie and Anthony when I was a teenager, so
Okay.
like a lot of that stuff.
All right.
Greg Giraldo,
Hmm.
Colin Quinn, Norm Macdonald, like people like that.
Okay. What are you thinking, Joey?
I'm sorry. I just think this is an episode of Tough Crowd.
Yeah, basically Opie and Anthony, tough crowd. I'm an angry white guy because so those are my takes.
Okay, I get that. I get that. So in the comedy world since 2020 has taken a left turn. You've been doing it for 7 years. We took a left turn with COVID. So how have you been kind of dealing with the comedy world now? Have you been doing Zoom shows? Have you been doing underground comedy shows?
Yeah. I mean, when this first started, I did like 1 or 2 Zoom shows, and then I was like, Jesus Christ, I thought I hated myself doing live comedy. But like when you're bombing in your kitchen,
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, it turns out it can get worse.
You're getting dirty looks from a dirty fork.
Yeah, exactly. You're
Judging
just
you.
It just,
Judgmental ass fork. I understand completely.
yeah, it's just terrible.
Okay, so
And then these outdoor shows started, and you're like, okay, these are a little better. Yeah, I did a couple of those. The shows I did this year, I did one outdoor show in Royersford, Pennsylvania, and it was my first like set in a while, and it was featuring. So I had to do 20 minutes. My first like set back doing live comedy after a while.
Oh, wow.
It was like, I feel like I did an okay job, but I definitely felt rusty.
This
Yeah.
was in what part of Pennsylvania?
Royersford. It's a place called Soul Joel's. Like they get a whole bunch of like headliners there and stuff. Like Andrew Dice Clay has been there and stuff. Like they do a show like under a dome. It's pretty nice. It has like a big stage.
Soul Joe's.
Oh.
Andy's a white guy named Soul Joel. Like that's pretty. That's
Yeah, it's
you go there, you expect to see a guy who looks like Steve Harvey book you, but he doesn't.
Steve Harvey's white cousin, or he looks like that guy that did security for Michael Jordan in the special. You ever see that, Joey? Did you see the Jordan special on ESPN?
Oh, the Save the Last Dance.
Yeah, the Last Dance. The Last Dance. Save the Last Dance was a Julia Stiles movie, but the Last Dance was the '95 Bulls championship run, and there was a security guard. He had to be the funniest white guy in the world.
I mean, Julia Stiles is probably the reason it ended
Yeah,
anyway.
he probably did, but he was the funniest guy in the world. But Jordan was mad at him because he kept losing money to him. Jordan was a perpetual horrible gambler. Yeah. so when he lost money, he'd just get pissed, and this white guy was just taking the brunt of it the whole time. But that's who I would expect to be running Soul Joe.
I mean, he didn't look. He just was a regular white guy. It was kind of disappointing, actually.
Expect him in a $5,000 suit with a jerry curl.
Yeah, if your name's Soul Joel, I wanna, you should look like you were in the Kings of Comedy. That's how I want you to look.
I'm still blown away that this is a place. Like I'm still on Royersford, Pennsylvania.
Royersford is a place. Royersford is a place?
Yeah, I've never heard of it before, but apparently it's not too far from Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like up near there. It's pretty nice. Like, and then,
which is probably, I think my brother lives like not that. My brother is like probably 10 minutes from there.
Oh.
Based on where I'm looking at this
We'll take a note and ask him next time he's on.
Other
podcast.
fun facts. We should edit the Wikipedia page, Kurt, to note your appearance there, because the other things listed. There's an entertainment section on the Wikipedia page. So far, it says parts of the classic 1958 horror film The Blob, starring Steve McQueen, were filmed in Royersford. The film Lovely Bones, starring Mark Wahlberg, directed by Peter Jackson, was filmed in the borough in late November 2007. And the Bloodhound Gang's most famous album, Hooray for Boobies, was recorded at Dome Studios on Main Street.
That's the dome that
Yeah,
that Kurt Ryan was at.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I'm
called
more noteworthy than the Lovely Bones.
Yeah, I think you are. That's a, that's,
I think the Die Comedy podcast is better than Lovely Bones. That was a trash ass movie.
this is a really random, eclectic set of things. That, like, how did Royersford get on these like lists of places to film things?
Well, it depends on how picturesque it is. Well, here's the thing. What happens? I learned this when I was helping someone put a movie production together,
Mm-hmm.
and what they do is they'll talk to other production designers
Mm-hmm.
and see where it was cheapest to shoot at,
Mm-hmm.
and what had the best scenery for what they paid for.
Mm.
So they'll use the same places over and over again because they look good to what they're trying to make.
So this place is scary.
Yes.
The Blob,
yeah.
Lovely Bones, and M. Night Shyamalan's 2015 The Visit all had things filmed there.
Yeah, it's
I'll be honest, it just seemed like where Philadelphia dropped off its rednecks and they were just like, there's a Wawa here, so y'all figure it out.
Oh man. So Kurt, if you could say one thing about the pandemic, one positive thing about the pandemic, and as far as comedy goes, what would it be?
That it made a lot of people quit.
That's exactly where I wanted that to go.
Like,
couldn't
like-
have set that one up easier.
and you can take that as like they suck, so I'm happy they quit. But like, there's also people that probably weren't enjoying themselves doing it, and they didn't even realize until this happened, and they had time to like get clarity
Mhm.
to figure out if they want to continue to do this or not. So like, and then they can decide not to and actually figure out something they're actually passionate about.
I want to say, Kurt, you're one of the funniest follows on Instagram and Facebook. And one of the things I love about your posts are you do a really good job of making fun of comedy in and of
Yeah.
itself. And I've never, like, I don't think I've ever seen so many memes about stand-up comedy, but there's a lot of inside jokes there, but they're necessary. Like, so I'm glad someone's doing it.
Yeah. A lot of people, they either love that I do that or they're like, why are you so negative and hateful? And it's like, first of all, if you've been doing comedy for 7 years and you're not negative or hateful, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have the 2-month optimism I had in 2014 when I started this shit. Sorry. It's weathered away, and now I make memes that are passive aggressive about stand up. That's how I get by.
I'm just aggressive.
Yeah, you're not passing.
And I-
Oh, yeah,
and I took
maybe
time
there's
off.
aggressive. Maybe there's nothing passive about it. You're right.
Oh man, but yeah, it's been a different year, and it's been a year of renewal, I will say, for comedy. And we will learn in 2022 because I think it's going to take about a year for clubs to get back to normal and everything else to be 100%. And we will see in 2022 that the comedy scene has changed, and there's a lot of people with a lot of false confidence coming out of these Zoom mics.
Who's coming?
No.
I think if your delusion allows you to feel successful about yourself at a Zoom mic, you're untouchable.
You think so?
I think it takes a severe, like, that's like the person who goes on American Idol, becomes a GIF, and still thinks they can sing.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah, I don't know what it's like to be at a bar show when there's like 3 drunk white women who don't give a shit about you and they're going to interrupt your set. Like
They
that's
should-
a real comedy. That's the real test.
They should have put that into Zoom shows. Like just make just put hecklers in there some way where it's just all of a sudden they just turn their screen on. It's just two old white women just talking back and forth to each other with their mic turned on.
You know what?
just to see if people go, I can't do that. Hey, can y'all shut up on the front row, please?
I'm really looking forward to seeing if these if the true purges happen, and I'll know that if I go to an open mic and I never have to hear a new comedian say that they want to be like Anthony Jeselnik. If I never run into that breed ever again,
I want to be like Anthony Jeselnik.
like that's their guy. That's the guy. That of all the comedians you could pick from, every comic I've come out with him as their goal has been the worst.
Oh yeah, they think they can like just write offensive one-liners and like they're just shitty at them.
It's always a white guy.
And I'll be honest, I love Bill Burr.
Yes.
But if I see somebody who isn't from Boston doing and they're like leaning on the mic stand like they're fucking Bill Burr, that you see at open mics all the fucking time. It drives me fucking crazy because like I'm like, oh, I can see who your influence is. You just sound like a fucking. You're trying to be like a store brand cereal version of fucking Bill.
But that's not what makes
awful.
Like Bill Burr's one of my favorites, but the reason I like him is he'll take on anything, and he's afraid of no one, and he's not afraid to speak some truth to uncomfortable things. Mm-hmm. But he basically just anybody who takes himself too seriously, he'll try to slide
into him.
He'll take some shots at him. But I don't feel like he's but I don't feel like those things are what make him as a comic that make him funny. So for someone to be trying to imitate his style delivery wise is weird.
Oh yeah, they try to sound like they're like I hate it because they try to have a deadpan autism on stage, and then you talk to them and they're just like normal guys and you're like, fuck you.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it. Trying to be a comic on stage is how most new comics are.
Yeah, they like do what they think comedy sounds like.
Yeah, they do what they think comedy is.
I YouTubed comedy, and here's what you do.
Oh my God.
Oh man, but you know what? Hey, it's gonna be, like I said, 2022 is gonna be fun for all veteran comics as they come back out and see the new crop coming in, and for all new comics to see exactly what the world really looks like a kid graduating high school and their parents telling them they ain't paying for nothing anymore. That's exactly what the world's gonna look like for them when they get out of these Zoom mics. Oh man, but you have anything going on, man? The world's opening up a little bit soon. You got any shows or any gigs happening for you, Kurt?
I'm trying to. I did like 2 shows so far this year, so like I just moved back, so I'm busy taking care of that. But yeah, I'm gonna start working on doing some shows again for sure. Like it's gonna feel weird. I feel like for me it's gonna be good because I already have autism and people haven't interacted for a year, so we'll be on the same playing field socially.
Yeah, okay.
I can see that.
Yeah.
None of us are making eye contact. I feel right at home.
That's about how my first few dates when the quarantine kind of came out.
When you came out of quarantine,
the first few dates that I went on during quarantine went about that way.
Oh yeah, they're just like, I think he's on the spectrum. I'm not sure though.
I'm sure they did.
Oh,
he just kept talking, and there was no. It didn't seem like he was all there.
Talking, looking away from me. Oh man, but where can they find you on the internet, Kurt?
I'm on Facebook. I'm Kurt Ryan. Kurt Ryan Comedy on Instagram. If you want to follow me and see cunty memes about comedy, I'm your guy.
All right. All right, man. But yeah, man, we're going to get, thank you, Kurt, for hanging out with us. Definitely we're going to get you back on the show again. We got some shows coming up, and we're gonna get into some topics this week, Joey. But we're gonna take a quick break. What we got? What we got as far as topics, man? What's going on in the world, dude?
There's a childhood dream coming true for many people. There's also ska has made another unnecessary appearance, and
of course,
and HU's in the news.
HU, boo. But we'll talk about that and a whole lot more when we come back on the That Comedy Podcast.
That little P365 was just that starter pistol. She got a scorpion too, and it'll sting you just like a scorpion do. If a demon get gregarious, my little Harry, they'll do what accordions do. That means bold. I was told by the G's of old. Keep your lady close, make sure she can work a pole. But they wasn't referring to strip hell.
And this segment of That Comedy Podcast is brought to you by tacos. That's right, tacos. You can buy them at Taco Bell, Chipotle, or make them at your house. You never know what's going to be good until you try a taco. That's right. I, DJ Marcus, love tacos myself. Sometimes you just got to eat a taco raw. Wait, that's not the taco we're talking about, but we're talking about good tacos. That's spiced meat and tomatoes. Maybe some shredded lettuce. But we're going to eat some tacos on the That Comedy Podcast. And we're back on the That Comedy Podcast, folks. I am DJ Marcus.
I don't know what just happened. I need you to get that under control.
I get paid by the taco lobby to do commercials for them occasionally on the That Comedy Podcast, Joey.
I saw the video for that song earlier today.
Yes.
And I'm just glad to see that Craig's girlfriend from Friday is doing well.
She did look like
I forget her name. It was Nia Long, right?
Now, Nia Long
Nia
was
Long
the
was
girl
the-
from down the street.
That was the girl he wanted to be
Yeah.
with. I'm talking about
Oh, yeah.
the girl
Oh,
with the extensions that was
Nigga,
all
that was
up in his-
Denise or something.
her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that video had to be the craziest video I've ever seen. A pregnant woman jump out from behind people and then start jumping off of shit. And it's like, wait, her belly's open. Bro, I'm pregnant. I'm like, wait a goddamn minute. Like, this is weird stuff. But the song is definitely the hypest song I done heard in 2020, in 21. I'm gonna be pushing the button in the playlist of Toby Nagawi. His name sounds
check
like
that.
Niggawi.
I'm
Look
gonna
at
need you to check. I know.
Toby in Wigwee.
I'm gonna let you go and
no Wigwee.
look up the pronunciation on that.
All
And
right.
come back next week.
Okay, I will look it up. I'll yell at Avocado Phil. He knows the correct pronunciation, and I'll bring it back to the podcast next week when we will have Mr. Alex Brown. He is known as Juicy to me and everybody who played football with him in high school. We'll talk about that next week on the That Comedy Podcast. This is more fun when I bring up shit like that no one's going to expect.
That's not something you want to hear about when you playing football.
Oh man, but man, Joey, what's going on in the world, man? I hear some crazy shit's happening, but it also means stupid things are happening too.
So, remember all those game shows they had on Nickelodeon growing up?
Yeah.
Did you ever have the opportunity to like be on them?
I wanted to be.
Right? That was always like, man, I always want to sign up.
I want to be on Double Dare.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Double Dare was the shit.
Double Dare was shit.
whatchamacallit? Was that the one with the aggro? No. I want to be on the one with the aggro crag. I don't remember what that one was.
That was Double Dare.
Was it Double Dare?
Yeah.
What was the one with the guy with the blue suit and the gack goop everywhere? I thought that was Double Dare.
No, that was Double Dare. I think that one was. I forgot the name of it. I'll figure it out by the end of the show.
Well, one of those shows is making a comeback
Which one?
for adults. So you might get your wish.
Uh-oh. But I can't do it these days, man. I fuck around and break my back.
It might be. Some might say it's legendary.
Is it Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes.
The
I love that show.
CW is resurrecting
Why
Legends
crack-
of the Hidden Temple.
Why them cracker whites resurrecting this show? Because that's what I look at the CW. This is the cracker whites.
The CW exists purely for the Arrowverse. Like, it's the only reason.
It exists to have a platform for Arrow to be on TV.
It's still the WB. I don't know why we're pretending it's not. I don't know why they changed the CW.
So no one wanted the WB.
They had to get rid. They had to get rid of it because of the frog, I guess.
Everybody
And to
loves
rebrand.
Everybody loves the WB.
What does the C stand for?
I don't know what CW means.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I think it's Comcast Warner. That's who owns them now.
I guess.
It's just a network full of hot teens covered in glitter. That's about all I see on there. CW.
Oh, it stands for CBS and Warner Brothers.
Oh.
Again, even stupider. This should have did Comcast.
That sounds like that one Super Bowl halftime where they took like NSYNC and Britney Spears and
Yeah, they just like
and NSYNC
shove it.
and then
They just
shoved
two things together.
and then shoved Aerosmith in there.
So everybody went inside Britney Spears. I got you.
Yeah.
It was that kind of party.
Yeah,
Speaking
they're a super group of networks.
Yeah.
speaking of awkward combinations, Legends of the Hidden Temple was actually inspired by Legend of Zelda and the Indiana Jones movie franchise.
I can see
kind
that.
Yeah, I can kind of pull it together.
Yeah.
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 Was anyone clamoring for this show to come back though? Like who?
I don't think
I'm not clamoring for it to come back for us. I'm not clamoring for it to come back for adults. I want to see kids go through the same hardships we did. This is the problem I have with the current generations of kids. We had game shows where kids would watch kids basically get obliterated on TV and laugh at it and have fun with it. Now you can't see kids get their ass hurt because you're watching. And it was called Guts.
That's
you watch kids' dreams get crushed.
Yeah,
because they didn't win. You know what I mean? And you were like, ha 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 ha! You're eating your cereal, watching your kids' hopes and dreams die.
Eating Cheetos at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I feel like this is something that, well, one, I didn't have. For me, those shows were always like limited access because I didn't have cable until I was like in 6th grade. So
you were deprived.
I missed Nickelodeon like as a whole network for most of my childhood. And
God, that sucks.
Yeah, and so the rare times I got a chance to watch those shows, I cherished it. I really loved the game show style ones, but I was always on watching the PBS ones, so I was used to
Ghostbuster or Ghost Rider.
Where
Time is Carmen Sandiego.
All the Carmen Sandiego shows and Bill Nye.
Bill Nye, yeah.
That was it. And then in Magic School Bus, maybe.
And Wishbone.
Wishbone.
What's the story?
Reading Rainbow.
Wishbone was awesome.
Wishbone was the shit. Wishbone was the best actor of 1990.
PBS did some good work.
It was pretty good.
Wishbone could pull off every role. Wishbone was the Denzel Washington of animals. That motherfucker could be in everything.
If there was a show that I want them to bring back for kids, it'd be Where in the World's Carmen Sandiego.
Yes.
That show was a lot of fun. I am all for this. This wasn't something I was asking for, but of all the remakes and reboots I didn't ask for, this one gets me actually a little bit excited.
Oh yeah.
Because I can see, remember all those kids they end up eating it. They're gonna end up getting tackled by some guy that's half naked wearing a loincloth. And now we get to watch adults do it.
Yeah. It's not a half naked guy tackling kids. to having a guy tackling grown ass people.
Imagine it's all nostalgic, excited, like with a kid. Like you're gonna see all these like big people with like the youth in their eyes coming, like their inner child's gonna be in their face
Yeah.
until they run into that half naked dude's balls, and then they're gonna slip and fall in one of the tubes, and like they need to like make it like big enough that like I want to see like basically I think this is going to be like MXC.
Yeah. It is going to be MXC.
It's
It's going to be MXC or Wipeout. Like it's just, all we're watching is for people to break stuff.
Yeah, but like the problem with Wipeout is it didn't have the goofy costumes part.
Yeah, Wipeout. I've been watching Wipeout. I watched Wipeout recently, and my only problem with Wipeout is John Cena. He's like too old white man to be the co-host of that show. Yeah. Like he doesn't make sense. Like he's funny in small doses.
No, you need to go ham and have people. You basically have a roasting panel.
Yeah,
that's the whole only way to make that show work.
Yeah,
but then it wouldn't be a family show.
Yeah, you gotta have someone there just to make fun of everybody. Just God, that he just got fucked up. We should do it, Joey. We should petition. I'll take the fat girl's part. You take John Cena's part.
I think what we should do is do the same thing with Wipeout that MXC did with whatever show in Japan that was. Kurt, you in on this? We're just gonna dub over
Wipeout.
Dub over Wipeout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I guess again, yeah. I see your point. That reboot does sound like better than bringing back something like Full House or some shit that they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like of all the unnecessary reboots we've done, like this one actually has potential to like be entertaining.
You know what show didn't hold up when they tried to do a reboot?
What was that?
American Gladiators.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
It just it couldn't. It was something that made it more appealing when in the 80s when they put bodybuilders behind tennis ball cannons. That made it feel more like a dangerous situation.
Well, there's two things. One, when we were kids, that all seemed cool.
Yeah.
And as an adult, it didn't hold up.
Yeah.
That and the whole patriotic aspect.
Yeah.
We're not in a good headspace where like when we were kids, like
everybody loved
USA.
Yeah, it was a time for it back then.
The 90s were all about like
America.
You were always rooting for the American in every like in Street Fighter or whatever whatever character.
Candace wants to join in. Hello.
Hi there.
Are you driving?
Of course I am. I'm just leaving the city.
So you ain't gonna be home for like 45 minutes to an hour.
This is correct. This is absolutely accurate.
That's why.
Just don't die on air.
Okay, here's the thing. How does her mobile sound better than her house?
Really?
Like normally you sound like hot trash when you come on, and I got to readjust the audio board and everything. You're on your phone, your cell phone, using a cell tower, and you sound 1,000 times better.
Here's the best part.
I don't know what to fucking tell you, sir. I don't know. I don't have the answer.
We get a picture when she's home, but we get video when she's driving.
I'll take that video. That is a.
But here's the thing. But I have an answer for that. Because if I'm out, then I'm fucking presentable. I can be on camera. If I'm in my house, I'm probably not camera ready.
But you're driving.
You got 2 phones? Are you Kevin Gates?
Yeah. I do have 2 phones. All right, hold on. What the fuck? I think I missed my turn fucking with y'all.
Well, for
who's our guest? Can you introduce me to the guest, please?
Our guest this week is Mr. Kurt Ryan.
Kurt,
hey,
Ryan,
what's up?
Are you the one that it might not be you, but somebody on my Instagram feed is doing this video series about a hostage and it's a bottle of Hennessy or some shit. Is that you?
No. I wish it was. I should have just lied and said yes. But no, it's not.
I don't know.
I gotta figure out who the fuck that is. Guys, it's like the stupidest shit. It's like they have the bottle of Hennessy and they're like pretending it's a hostage and they like do all kinds of weird shit every week. And I'm just like, I totally don't understand what's going on.
Well,
Speaking of reboots, no one asked for.
oh man. Well, Candace, welcome to the show. Better late than never, we always say here on the That Comedy Podcast, especially in that low cut top you're wearing. How about them?
I had a great set. Thanks for fucking asking.
I was
Joey,
getting
I
to
expected
that.
Better from you. Joey's a comic. I expected him to ask.
I was getting to that. Jesus. I gotta accentuate an exclamation point in your breast first. That way it doesn't seem like you're not listening to the That Comedy Podcast. If I don't say anything about them, people will tune out because they'll be like, "It can't be a good week."
I was trying to figure out if it was a good day to ask about that or not, because sometimes it's a rabbit hole. Like we were in a good place. You also just jumped in the middle of a conversation we were having about
Yes,
Legends
you
of the Hidden Temple.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out.
sorry.
So good. Congratulations on your good set tonight. We're proud of you.
Thank
Continue-
you.
I can
Continue
see
doing
you're
fun
smiling,
things.
so I assume it went well.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. I had a great set. It was awesome.
All right. All right.
It's
And
either
it was
that.
So it was a show that had like a good amount of audience, but it also had a bunch of comics around. And so, you know, the audience loved me and a bunch of comics were like, oh my God, great set. So, you know, it was one of those really cool, validating nights.
Okay.
And not the why do I do this? I hate open
Yeah.
mic set.
Which last
Are you
week,
not wearing
I
a seatbelt?
Last week I had a soul crushing open mic, like fucking one of those things like, why am I doing this? Kind of open mic.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember getting that. Yeah, she wasn't wearing a fucking seatbelt.
This
that
is like a whole
time.
different game show.
Yeah, she was playing chicken the whole ride. I was like, God damn, she gonna get in the tunnel and just fuck it all up. Oh man, but hey, well, good. I'm happy to hear that, Candace. I'm happy you had a good night tonight because last week she did post that she was going to a soul crushing open mic, and I went, well, damn, that sucks for you.
You could just say open mic.
Right.
Right.
Soul crushing is implied. Right?
yeah. It's an open mic that goes well. I'm like, oh, holy shit. That's
I believe that's what I told you last week.
Said no such thing as good mics. I know. I've been there.
All right.
The reason why open mics are so bad is because the whole point of them is to try new material. You're doing jokes that haven't been vetted yet that you're working out. So that in itself is an issue. And then you're doing it in front of all other comics. There rarely is real audience at an open mic. It's just a horrible, horrible experience all around.
There was always audience at
That and there's a lot of comics who haven't quit yet that should.
True.
Yep.
That are using it as therapy time because they can't afford a therapist.
Yeah, they just go up there and like relive a childhood trauma and there's no punchlines. And then you just
Right,
have to
exactly.
sit
Yeah.
there. And you're like, oh, I guess this is what comedy is.
And
now, I guess.
and their influence is Doug Stanhope.
I don't think Kurt took that one. Oh man, but Joey, what else is going on in the world, dude?
So there was a tribute to George Floyd that was not received particularly well.
It was by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tunes, wasn't it?
Which
Did
why?
Did you listen to it?
I can't listen to ska unless I'm like I have some place to put my anger.
Hey, was it new wave or fifth wave? Ska?
I'm not sure which wave of ska.
You gotta-
Well, what happened on this said George Floyd tribute? What happened?
They made so the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones tried to make a song written as a tribute. And it came off as like the quote was a reviewer called it relevant, well-intentioned, and a towering achievement in the field of no. Because it was just really completely tone deaf, which is hilarious for.
You're telling me a ska song about George Floyd was tone deaf?
Yeah, it's just the whole like from the get like it's just problems, right? Like the initial concept was just no. Why are you doing this? And then
Is
like,
Real Big Fish gonna make a song about Trayvon Martin?
it seems like
It's
they're.
like-
That seems like they would be there. That would be like where this is headed. There's gonna be like a terrible like compilation album of ska bands making a Black Lives Matter compilation CD.
What is a ska band? I don't know what that is.
Oh, I'll play some
it's
ska music.
basically punk rock with trumpets. Like that's the best way I can describe like what ska bands are.
I
This
can't.
is ska music.
I can't do better than what Kurt just said. It's about accurate.
I like that.
Of course she fucking does. This,
No,
this is,
let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Of course I do. Because I was born and raised in New Orleans, and so I like brass bands because I grew up with them. I like anything that has horns. I'm probably gonna like it.
the devil has horns. You like him?
No, horns is an instrument. You idiot.
Little Nas X has horns. You like him?
No. No, seriously, if it has brass on it, trumpets, saxophones, trombones, tubas, that it just reminds me of home. I like that. I grew up with brass bands.
Yeah, but this is like the whitest brass you can have.
That was quite white. No, I heard it.
No, that's basically it. Ska is like white brass. It's
Or this.
I saw something that was like ska is like the soundtrack to like finding out you have like an extra mozzarella stick. Like, that's I was like, what a perfect description of this kind of music.
Dave Matthews isn't ska.
He's not ska, but he has trumpets and brass. So you like this too, Candace?
Isn't that a harmonica?
It's like 10 different instruments at once.
That's Dave Matthews.
Of course she knows that's Dave Matthews. Candace is the whitest.
Take these chances. I love that song.
That's not what he says. Just
Make these changes. What does he say?
no. That's what his exact
Make
words.
these chances, right?
Make
That's what he
these
says.
hopes and price shall rise. So Paul,
Quiet, sir.
come on and Jimmy, come on and Jimmy
That
slide.
is not.
So wait. Dave Matthews is ska?
No,
Is that
he's not.
ska?
I was like, this is already heading down a derailment.
Dave Matthews is ska.
Oh, okay.
That should have been. The
It
name of-
actually is Take These Chances. Place them in a box until a quieter time.
That's what the fuck they said.
Something like that.
Flash down
Lights
in-
down near up and down. Anyway,
No, he's not ska music. Ska music is the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Who else is ska? What is ska? SK.
Kurt mentioned Real Big Fish.
Real Big Fish. Okay.
Does ska
Sublime.
stand for something?
I don't remember. We went through this. I don't
We
want
had
to
a
dig up that
whole-
episode.
We had a whole episode about this.
Blue is a resident ska expert because he, that's his whole vibe.
He knew about all the waves of ska. He was the ska man. He was King Ska. He had his zoot suit ready.
Okay. I might lose that for just a few minutes. I'm going in the tunnel.
Okay. Oh, the Cherry Poppin' Daddies. That's what the group was. Remember them? I remember those guys.
Someone saw Gen X was trending and thought you guys were blaming my whole generation for the new Mighty Mighty Boss Tones song.
I only know
This
the
is
one.
swing.
Is it swing?
Why can't
That's
you
the fucking-
find?
Because I'm a DJ and don't play that shit. Candace, mute your phone.
Good lord,
Candace, mute your phone.
what are you doing?
Mute your phone, Candace. Candace, mute your phone. Mute your phone, Candace.
You guys, I'm in the tunnel, so I think I'm losing you.
Yeah, so mute your phone. That's how.
All we hear is
Okay.
tunnel.
Yeah. That's why I kept saying mute your phone. It's all good.
If you
Thank
can't hear us over the tunnel, we can't hear you over the tunnel.
True. Oh man. So wait. Okay. I'm looking for some ska. Is this ska?
That sounds like ska.
Okay. So this is from Save Ferris.
Yes.
Who did the Crazy Taxi song?
I don't know. So
This was big. Like ska was pretty big for a minute.
this
Yeah.
was the
It just, like,
90s.
went away.
It was very much a late 90s thing. And there,
Over this?
I can't. It sounds like Disturbed.
No, this is.
I could never get into it. I was like more at that time. I was more like a new metal kid. Like I was just like Limp Bizkit and Korn and like shit like that.
Yeah.
Or, like,
I don't feel like those
Yeah.
were those contemporaries. I felt like ska
Yeah.
happened like right before that.
No, those were contemporaries.
Because I remember Korn and Limp Bizkit being like the rap metal phase was like the early 2000s.
yeah.
Like
It
2000
was
hit.
hitting in '98, and then it became like big in like 2000. And like
As soon as we went into high school, that's when it became
Right.
big.
And ska was like big right before that in like the late 90s.
yeah,
Yeah, I would say that.
It was like
yeah.
popular. And I remember there's a few like mainstream songs that like, and I know of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones as a band. I don't know what song they did. I know that they're famous.
they had one hit. It was that song, Never Had to Knock
Oh, was
on
that was
Wood.
they were the Knock on Wood guys?
Yeah, and then that's the impression that I get.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's the
playing.
only
Yeah.
song I know from them.
That was the one he
This
played
one.
before. Okay. There you go. I actually did enjoy that song. I don't mind it. This is one of those that's catchy. I don't hate it.
It's like I can like one or two songs from a ska band, but I'm not gonna like listen to their whole like albums. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like it's just not for me. It gets old.
I'm afraid to like try to listen to this song and or play it. The one that got them in hot water is called "The Killing of Georgie Part 3." And it's a reference to a Rod Stewart song called "The Killing of Georgie Parts 1 and 2" from 1976.
Here's the Killing of Georgie Part 3. It's off their new album, When God Was Great.
It's got a great tunnel in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry about that. My camera went out.
Yeah, I already just I want to run away and hide.
yeah, I'm not liking it at all. It's too upbeat for a song about George Floyd.
I mean,
Take these chances.
what?
Why is that where you come in at? I don't.
Because she's been in a tunnel and not paying attention to anything that's happened in the last like 10 minutes.
That's
Literally
where I
living
left
under a rock.
Okay, we left that behind and moved on like two stops ago. I don't know what the fuck to tell you on that. one.
Listen, I was still in the tunnel when we moved on. Okay, I'm back. I'm in Jersey now. Everything is brand new.
She was living under the rock that is Manhattan
Goodness.
for for that segment. I think we should agree. I don't. Is there a scenario where, like, is there black ska? Can those two things?
Black ska.
There's gotta be a black ska band somewhere.
Can they coexist?
Is there a black ska?
It-
I mean, if Darius Rucker can do like punk and then country, then black people can do ska as well.
I'm not questioning whether black
I feel
people
like a
can
black
do
ska
ska.
band
Just
would
say-
actually
Say
be
Hootie
good.
and the Blowfish was. That was like alternative. Like what did they do?
They were Afro punk.
I don't know.
But they weren't doing. Here's the thing. It's like it's all, but I also mean like lyrically, like not like there wasn't any song you listened to from anything that Darius Rucker did that I've heard that doesn't come across as mainstream.
Yeah, true.
Yep, his country was mainstream. His rock alternative, whatever the fuck that was also mainstream. Yes.
So
I
it's
agree.
not. He's just doing mainstream. He's being a black man doing mainstream stuff. It's not.
Yeah, but he did two different genres of mainstream.
I'm not saying
And-
that black people can't do ska. I'm saying can ska be brought culturally shift.
Hold on. What I am saying is that black people cannot do country. He's the only one who did it. So if he can do country, then somebody black could possibly, conceivably do ska.
I'm not debating that. I'm not saying there's not a black person who could be who
All right,
could
it's gonna
have a
start
ska
right.
band.
And also, I think, to me, from what I've heard about ska, it would be easier for a black person to do ska than it would be for a black person
Well,
to
ska is
um,
Jamaican. By
that's
ska started in Jamaica.
Of course it did, but I'm saying like lyrically and subject matter wise, because you think of that style of music. Here's the thing: there's an
well,
entire.
it's live instruments, so that doesn't have a color.
That's not the.
Yeah, it does. That's black.
Live instruments doesn't have a color.
It's not.
No,
That's not the
absolutely.
defining characteristic. Like it's there's a certain energy about it that, like that when you like literally listening to the song we just were listening to. They chose the subject matter, George Floyd, and then put that background sound to it.
Oh wait,
Kind of
hold on.
fucked up.
This is new information. It also has lyrics. I thought it was just the fucking song.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like it's not.
Yeah, I
Go back to the tunnel for a minute and let us finish.
Just finish this conversation real quick.
I thought it was just the rock and the fucking trombones. I didn't know it also had lyrics.
No, they all have lyrics. They're usually just spoken word, basically, because none of those guys can sing.
Ska is a music genre originated in Jamaica in the late 1950s and was the predecessor to rocksteady and reggae. It combined elements of Caribbean, manto, and calypso with American jazz and rhythm and blues. Ska is characterized by a walking bass line accented with rhythms on the offbeat. Okay, so it's perfect for white people because they don't know how to catch the beat correctly.
And literally,
Figured it out.
Like, there's if you're not familiar with it, there's a podcast called the Dan Le Batard Show that's very popular.
Mm-hmm.
They literally have a sounder for white people whenever there's something that's really white happens, and it's ska music.
It's the perfect music to kick your feet to when you're dancing all erratically.
It's
Is it spelled SKA ska? Is that
yes, that's
Yeah.
okay.
and it's like there's several waves, so that it's gotten whiter over time. Every wave,
yeah.
It
Like
is-
it started, its roots are in Jamaica, but over time it just became white guys with spiked hair and Hawaiian shirts being
Yes.
wacky. That's what it became.
It became
So
Guy
basically,
Fieri
you're
doing
saying
music.
got appropriated? Like
Oh,
everybody-
yeah.
It's Guy Fieri doing music to diners, drive-ins, and dives. That's how you got to think of all ska bands. It's just a bunch of Guy Fieri spread around.
it's
Yeah,
been fully assimilated by the board. Like it's no.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Uh,
so let's bring it back to where we started. There's a ska song.
We've
and it
already
talks
hashed that
about
out. We've hashed
George
that out.
Floyd.
We
George
hashed that out while you were in
What?
the tunnel. We hashed that out while you were in the fucking tunnel. We hashed this out already.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
We're at the end of that ska conversation. Joey.
I think this is to put a bow on it. I think this is what I was trying to say. I'm not saying black people can't reclaim it. It's theirs to reclaim, right? But would you want to?
No, I don't want that shit.
Thank you. That's all I was
Y'all-
trying
y'all
to
can have
say.
that.
I think ska has evolved to a point where black people don't want it back.
Y'all can have that. Rachel Dolezal and Candace Owens.
That's what this song is. I couldn't figure it out. This song is like if Rachel Dolezal was music.
It's the Rachel
Wow.
Dolezal of music.
Wow.
There you go. I can dig that.
Oh my god, I needed to put that on Twitter.
He didn't tweet that one. Go tweet that one, Joe. Go tweet that one. All right, man. What else is going on? in the
Kurt's
world?
already making a meme about it. He's way ahead of me. I can't keep up.
What else is going on in the world, man?
Are you familiar with actress Shalita Grant?
What is she on? I don't know people
She
by their names.
is an actress most known for her role on NCIS New Orleans.
Okay, I believe I know who she is.
which I should watch. I really do like Scott Bakula, but I haven't.
Dude, without
Pause
anyway.
there. I was like, did Joey go on mute?
I thought someone was trying to say something.
what about her? What did she do?
So she took a flight on United Airlines and had tweeted during the flight. So just had a man next to me on United Air Flight 1060, and the captain doesn't want to report him. Sorry, just had a man masturbate next to me on a United Airline Flight 1060.
Yeah, Candace, I had the same look.
Want to report him. Questioned whether it was even worth it based on if we spoke English or not, and I have video.
So there was a guy.
Oh, there's a video here.
There's a guy beating off next to her on the plane. She was flying those.
Oh no!
That's disgusting. You have to stop that.
He seriously had his hand in his pants,
Oh,
like one seat over.
he had dick in.
Like it was they were in, he was in that bank of seats.
he dick in hand.
Yeah, this.
And she said, "Stop it." She said, "Stop with your dick in your hand, please, sir.
I can't.
Please take your dick out your hand."
On a plane? I've heard of people masturbating on the subway, but on a plane?
And
Okay,
not
either,
even
either is bad.
not even in the bathroom. I like how he has his tray down. Like that's gonna make a difference.
Was he a white guy?
Yes.
Of course, he was a white guy.
Here's the thing. It's
course.
kind of. I won't. I need to profess this. I can't confirm
mean,
this. I'm not saying
They're
this was
both
him.
bad. They're both bad. You're right, Marcus. But on a train, the next stop where you can get off is coming up in like about 4 minutes. If you're on a plane, you're
Yeah,
stuck for
trapped.
hours with this
Yeah,
guy
you're trapped
masturbating.
for hours with some guy just beating off.
Well, okay, if he's beating off the whole flight, that guy's an Olympian. He needs a medal, and he needs some gold medals. If he beats off a whole plane flight, then he's a good guy.
By like hour 6, you're looking at him and you're like, okay, this is just kind of impressive.
The whole time. He's not going to beat off the whole time, but once he finishes, you're stuck there with him for another like hour and 45 minutes.
That's when
Like,
you
can't get off.
don't make eye contact anymore. You don't look at him again. You just keep your eyes forward, and every time something happens where you have to interact with him, you go, "Hey, just keep your hands where I can see him. I'm gonna throw this bottle of juice to you."
Oh my God.
Over my
I
shoulder.
guess. That's weird.
Imagine you're on a plane with a guy beating off, making heavy eye contact with you.
He wasn't making eye contact until she told him to stop. Here's the thing: the guy has the neck pillow
Mhm.
wrapped around his head, I guess, so he can simulate having
Being
titties on
choked.
his shoulders. I don't know what he's doing. He's got a mask on and glasses, and he is shaped like Chris Lawrence.
It wasn't Chris Lawrence. It sounds like
I can't say it is. I can't say it's not. Just saying he is built like a Chris Lawrence because his knees look like there's not enough room in front of him for that seat. It's a tall, skinny white guy.
this is the only flight I could prepare for my family. I had to get home so that my family could get their Sunday dinner. Please do not make fun of me for being in my small seat.
I'm a little upset that I know the episode was The Simpsons that you're referencing.
Oh my goodness! So he beat off next to her. Did he stop at least when she said stop?
He stopped.
Okay, because again, I have a rule where if a woman says stop, you stop. You stop whatever the fuck you said stop doing.
She went on to tweet some of the flight's female attendants came to her defense and asked the captain how he would feel if this was his sister or wife. She also called out United Airlines asking what their policy was on masturbation on
There is
international
none.
flights.
There is no masturbation policy. I can guarantee. I can guarantee there is no policy written where line 19.
What do you mean? It's public indecency. That's a law.
His dick wasn't out. It was in his hand, in his pants, and it wasn't out. It ain't. That's on him.
Ah.
Now that's gonna be an uncomfortable ass
Quote,
Exposure,
hold on.
exposure is a law.
Now that's gonna be an
Hold on.
uncomfortable ass flight for him because he gonna jizz on in his own pants and it's gonna be stuck on him all flight.
This quote
You
is
sound like his lawyer right now. I see you in a courtroom going, technically, it was in his pants.
Exactly.
his hand doesn't even fit in his pants. If the belt don't fit, you must have
Must have
quit.
quit. Did you see him in the
Yeah,
seat, y'all?
John-
Your Honor, this was technically covered the entire time. That's how you sound right now.
You're like Johnny Cochran for public matter.
We literally would need. No, I mean I'm literally picturing Marcus wearing like a bad Johnny Cochran costume, like with all the fake facial hair and everything.
Going, hey, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
your client's beating off as you're he's like under the table in front of the judge, jacking
Oh my
off while you're
God.
trying to help him.
Your Honor, would you arrest him if
He's
he beat
doing
off
it
right
again.
here? He's doing it again. Hey, stop it. Stop it,
It should be the guy who basically is jerking off whenever you're not looking at him, and then tries to stop and act like he wasn't doing it. As soon as you look away, he starts again.
Yeah,
One of the quotes from this article is, "In the name of at Anika Nani Rose, I will not let the male pilot be complicit in allowing a sex offender who clearly done this before because it took me yelling at him to stop to get away with this."
oh yeah, yeah. I feel like if you have the confidence to jerk off on a plane, you've done it.
Oh, you've done it a
multiple-
couple times.
I mean-
yeah,
Right,
you're not
but
like.
I don't understand, how is the pilot at fault? What does he have to do with anything?
Because the pilot has the ability to arrest you if
Okay.
in the air.
But what is he
So
supposed to do? Turn the fucking plane around? Like
well he would he
it's
didn't
not his fault the guy was
If you don't
masturbating.
stop jerking off, I will turn this plane around.
well what she wanted the pilot to do was to reprimand him. Much like people want whenever somebody does something wrong at their job, they want someone to go, "Hey, you're doing that wrong, man. Stop. You're gonna
That's
get
Oh.
fired."
the pilot's job. The pilot's job is to fly the plane. The stewardesses handle whatever's going on in the fucking aisles.
There you go.
That has nothing to do with the pilot.
He actually wasn't white. The man, 49-year-old Alfredo Figueroa, was detained by authorities in
Italian.
Mexico City.
So he was Italian.
I believe he's probably Hispanic.
Alfredo would be Italian.
Not necessarily.
I know Alfredo sauce is Italian. God damn it.
Alfredo
Could you have
Figueroa
more
is not an
Italian
Italian name.
than fucking Alfredo? Alfredo?
That's a first name, and it isn't specific to. It's also Spanish, and Figueroa is not
Okay, I
Italian.
guess. It sounds Italian to me.
Well, it sounded like
What was
Italians.
his last name?
Joseph Lafaro.
Figueroa.
Sounds like Joey.
Guerrero. That's Italian, right?
No.
Figaro.
Yeah, not Figueroa.
There you go. Exactly.
That's not the same thing.
Figaro.
Yeah.
This week it's the Italians.
That's a reach.
This week it's the Italians, Joey. Oh man, but Joey, what else is going on in the world? I heard some news, man. You know what I heard, Joey?
What?
HU's got a black homecoming queen.
Hey, you.
I heard they got a black homecoming queen.
The name Alfredo is a boy's name of Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese origin.
Okay, so he's white. He's European, Joey. Let's stop fucking around with this. He's European.
Yeah, can we stop trying to? This was a white man jerking off on a plane.
With a black
I mean-
woman next to him.
Motherfucker's name is Fettuccine Alfredo. Or what the fuck ever. It's a white dude.
Don't blame him on my people, is all I'm saying.
His name was Chicon Alfredo.
He was flying
His name was fucking chicken parmesan. He was a fucking white
It's a
dude.
Spanish name, and they were flying to Mexico.
Okay, that don't mean nothing. That means he came from Spain.
I flew to Mexico. That mean I'm Spanish.
Always blaming somebody brown. Look at you over there, all olive skinned and shit.
It was a white dude, Joey. Don't give him to us. It was a fucking white dude.
Yeah.
Relax.
I'm giving him to you.
Joey's like, he wasn't my olive brethren.
Figueroa is a Spanish name, just so you know.
Okay, from
His name was
Spain.
Shrimp Linguine. He was fucking Italian. He was European. Let it go.
Old
could
fettuccine
be.
Alfredo was up there playing with his shrimp linguine on the plane. Yeah.
Let it go. That's it.
Weird.
Just accept it, Joey.
He was hoping to
Accept
make
it.
some special sauce for it too. Yeah.
Alfredo's special sauce. Joey, you know it's funny as shit.
He finishes in his hand and he's like, forget about it.
Joey, don't be mad because he was European.
I don't care if he's European. Just don't blame
Just
him.
don't be Italian.
Just he's not Italian.
Don't be Italian. That's all Joey cares about.
Clarifying that.
He was Italian, though. That's an Italian name.
No, it's not. I just proved it wasn't because I just looked it up. Figueroa is Spanish,
You said
and Alfredo could be
Italian
Spanish.
was on the list, though.
That's in Alfredo can be, but it's also Spanish or Portuguese. Spanish was the first one,
Okay.
so you're
And what about
wrong.
the last name?
So he's
Figueroa is
Figueroa.
Spanish,
Spanish.
100%.
So he is Spanish, which is 20 miles away from Europe, from Italy. If you look at a
From
map,
Italy, right?
it's like 20 miles. It's like 15 minutes.
Around the fucking corner.
It just works better if he's Italian. So,
it feels like it's right if he's Italian. Oh my goodness. But Joey,
Yeah.
about HU, man. I heard some crazy shit about Howard University.
They have a new dean of fine arts.
They went and got Claire Huxtable.
Melissa Rashad.
They also-
Mrs.
I'm
fucking
sorry.
Huxtable.
They reestablished a college of fine arts. Did they not have one for a while?
So they decredited it.
They had closed. They were gonna shut down that department, and then they reestablished it and made her the head of it, the dean.
How does a black college close down the fine arts?
I don't know.
Such a-
Alumni and current, enrolled students, they were like really protesting against that.
Were you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Since you were,
Isn't-
you were part of the class of
I was in
1976?
It's what we call COAS, the College of Arts and
COAS.
Sciences.
Okay,
Yeah, COAS, the College of Arts and Sciences. So my degree was from that college.
I'm gonna
So
be
yeah, absolutely.
COAS is what I call a second girlfriend.
I'm gonna be really white for a second, but isn't the Howard Theater a renowned DC venue for arts, and isn't it part of the university?
No, it's not.
It's not related to the
It's
university.
privately
Howard
owned.
Theater is not. I don't think
Howard
affiliated.
Howard
Howard
University
the
has never owned the
university.
Howard Theater.
Okay,
It's on
Yeah,
the
I don't
same
think-
street.
see, that's where I got.
It's okay. No, I get that. I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
those two things are not attached to
So
each
they're
other.
physically close. They're and their names similar,
yes,
but
I think
they're
they're
not
I
the
think
same.
they're actually named after the same person.
Right, but they're not affiliated with each other.
okay.
So Felicia Rashad is coming. Now you know who they should have got to head up the fine arts department. Black
Who?
Aunt Viv.
Black
She-
Aunt Viv would have actually been probably
Black
another
Aunt
good
Viv
She
choice.
also an alum.
No, she danced on the episode of The Fresh Prince, so I would think they would give her an opportunity. Damn, Candace, where's that light coming from? You look like the devil.
My phone.
You look like the devil.
Like
You
it
it just lit up like right underneath your face. I was like, what the fuck is wrong right now? Those are bad
That's
shadows.
At me, I'm glowing.
Those
She's
are-
using two phones while driving.
yeah, she's a reckless. She's a reckless. That's why she lives in Jersey. She
Not
lives,
a recluse. No, a reckless.
reckless. She's a reckless. Oh my goodness. So Joey, what else is going on, man? That it?
That was
That was all?
That
That's
was
all
all.
you got?
I appreciate y'all adding Howard to the talk list today because I know that was only because of me.
Well, no, it was in the chat, and I'm interested in Claire Huxtable.
Next time, I'm not even. If you don't give me that thumbs up that I've been telling you, there's an article. Never mind.
because she won't do it anyway.
I know. It's just like
It's an empty threat.
The thing is that whatever y'all put in there, I'm okay to talking about. I mean, if I was opposed to something, I would say it.
All
but
right.
if I don't say anything, silence is acceptance.
Wait till this week's
Okay.
podcast
test
topics come in. Yeah. This is the all bra and panty episode of the Die Comedy Podcast next week with Alex Brown. Just talking about bras and panties.
Yeah,
See?
literally every topic is going to be offensive if Alex Brown is on here.
Damn right. Hey, it's Avocado Phil. Nigga. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. Oh, man. But yeah, Joey, we're going to get out of here, man. Kurt Ryan, it has been a pleasure, my friend. Definitely come back on and hang out with us again. What are you looking perplexed about, Joey?
I'm looking at the Howard Theater's Wikipedia page, and it feels weird that they've specified in the very first sentence. Constructed in 1910, the theater was founded and owned by the National Amusement Company, comma, a white-owned group. I know it's weird. Like that's the first thing you need to tell me about it.
Yeah, yup. That way you don't have
Oh, Wizard Company? Is that what you said?
no a white-owned company.
No. He said a white-owned group, but what was the name of it? The National Wizard
National Amusement Company.
National Amusement.
Amusement Company.
I was like,
okay.
where do these wizards come from?
Yeah, I know you're getting the cake. It probably was KKK, but you just
Yeah, that's
getting a little.
The Grand Wizard Company. Yes, I agree.
Might as well have been. Sure, why not?
Oh man, but Kurt, you said they can find you on the internet at Kurt Ryan and Kurt Ryan Comedy on Twitter.
On Instagram, yep.
On Instagram, man. All right, cool bet, man. It has been fun this week. Candace, we see you out doing shows. You're posting on your Candace August. It's just Candace on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Just _ Candace on Instagram, Twitter, fucking Tumblr, Black Planet, Bumble, whatever. I'm in these internet streets.
All right, I'm gonna get you on Bumble. I'm gonna see if I get that swipe right. Yeah, Bumble me. I get that Bumble B. What? Huh? Joey, where can they find you, my friend?
What?
Where can they find you, Joey?
Somewhere.
All
Internet.
right, on the internet, Joey LaFaro.
Actually, I have a couple shows coming up.
You do?
May 23rd, I will be on a Green Bus Comedy out in Rockville. You can DM me on Instagram or Facebook for the address.
Sliding them DMs.
On June 5th, I will be at the Ugly Mug in DC.
All right.
Is that Alex's show?
That is an Alex Star production.
All right.
Starstruck production.
And DJ Marcus will be DJing this Thursday at up in Philadelphia at the Comedy Hole. That's right. Come by the Comedy Hole and get your laugh on with DJ Marcus in Philadelphia this week at 7 p.m. till 12:35 a.m. Comedy Hole in Philadelphia, PA.
Hole?
It sounds like an abandoned well.
It's the Comedy Hole.
And your only audience member is Buffalo Bill.
Because it puts the lotion on the skin. Or else it gets the hose again at the Comedy Hole. That's right. DJ Marcus live and in person down at the Comedy Hole. So I want to see you out there while I'm mixing these records, man. But it's going to be fun because it's been fun. It's been real. Joey LaFaro has been real fun, my friend. And we will see you all next time on the Die Comedy Podcast.